Previously on Tales of Berseria, we finally defeated Artorius and the Innominate, but Velvet trapped herself in the Innominate in a cycle of devouring each other. In order to balance out the power of the elemental Empyreans, Laphicet became Altellus, the new 5th Empyrean. After loading up the clear save, we received news of a post-game dungeon in Mount Heerow. There's a bunch of Malachim in Lothingren. Long ago in the land of Lothingren, there was a haven for Malachim and humans of resonance. There was a sad parting, however, and many of the Malachim chose to sleep within the land. They did so with the dream of a world where humans and Malachim could coexist. But in the end, they were fruit ripe to be plucked and dropped into the Innominate's basket. And then they were given to the Exorcist. Coexisting with humans is a hard lot. Yes, but giving up on that dream would make the tragedy even more senseless. I couldn't bear that. The elemental Empyreans are awake, but their powers clash and the balance is breaking. But what else can you expect after rousting them so impolitely? Will apologizing help? Because we're sorry. I'm afraid it won't be that easy, but neither should I be so eager to cast blame. If we don't do something, the world will be torn apart. We will attempt to hold it together by expanding our domains so the Empyreans can find an equilibrium. We won't forget what humans did to us. As an exorcist, I apologize for our brutal treatment of Malachim. I am deeply sorry. That's only the start of it. Do you even know why the elemental Empyreans were asleep? It's because people forgot to honor them for protecting this world. I'm deeply sorry for that as well. There's no sense in beating you up over it, but still. Only believing in what you can see with your own eyes may be humanity's biggest failing. I looked at some volumes on history written by humans and they're rather spotty. Spans lasting tens of thousands of years have been reduced to mere hundreds. Recent events are fine, but information from days when Moloch influence was strong is rife with errors. This is because of Innominate's suppression in the past, but still. It's such a waste.
Wow! I ain't seen people in forever! Not since Artorius and his bunch. You've met Artorius before? Met him? Boy, I tell you what, I've done way more than that. Once, we all went adventuring with Artorius and the king himself. If you can believe it. We traveled the world, purifying malevolence and spreading the blessings of Malachim.
Wait, the king?
Yes, ma'am. The one and only King Claudin, who ended the era of darkness.
The Hero King? How could someone from the distant past be traveling with Artorius?
Between you and me, little lady, he used an oath to live about another 300 years. Heck, he was even the former head of the Exorcists.
King Claudin was the head of the Exorcists?
He held that post for a real long time, but then he met Artorius, who was an orphan. The king couldn't have been happier. He found an earnest pupil, a perfect candidate for his successor. But then, things took a mighty sad turn for the worse.
What happened?
All the other Normin who traveled with us are on their way to the place where Claudin died. The place known as Lothingren. If you want to know more, you ought to ask them.
It's hard to believe that King Claudin, the former head of the Exorcists, and Artorius' teacher were all the same person.
It's not so unbelievable. Melchior was using the same oath. I'd even go a step further and say that Melchior was imitating Claudin to get in his inner circle.
Hold on. You didn't happen to know Claudin, did you?
Afraid not. I never met the man in person. But I knew he had enough quirks to really get the old geezer's goat sometimes. I mean, he gave up wealth and power to protect the world as an exorcist. The man lived for his work in the same way that a fish lives to swim in the sea.
And Artorius is the one who took his place.
For now, let's just focus on getting to Lothingren. Listen, Velvet. If nothing else, I think you should find the truth for your own sake.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Claudin was an amazing man. Malachim, humans, even demons and dragons. He loved every living being in the world.
Hey, I've got a question. Were you one of the Normin who traveled with Artorius?
Why, sure! Are you a relative of his or something?
Tell me, what happened here?
No can do! That ain't something I can just go blabbing about!
I'm a follower of Melchior's, who in turn stood behind Claudin. Please, we'd like to know.
Well then, this place is where Claudin died. It all happened more than 10 years ago. Claudin had taken an oath never to kill, but he broke it to save the life of Artorius, his most beloved disciple.
Another death on his hands.
Nah, Artorius didn't do nothing wrong. There was no other way Claudin could have saved the boy. Besides, Claudin had nearly stretched that oath to its limits. Claudin believed in the purity of Artorius' spirit. He entrusted his hopes and the very future of the world to his disciple. Sad thing is, Artorius just kept blaming himself for the death of his master.
That sounds like him.
So he tried to do everything he could to live up to Claudin's ideals, with no one else to help. He traveled the world teaching folks about Malachine and them dreadful demons, and how important it is to have a pure heart. But people had lived in peace so long, they didn't care for his stories. And in the end, the 4 Empyreans drifted into slumber. Once again, Artorius felt he had nobody to blame but himself. So what did he do? He started talking about how if we stuck with him, he'd turn us into demons. So he journeyed to the east, all by his lonesome.
He went east.
Say! How is Artorius doing these days? What's he been up to?
Thanks for sharing your story. I know it must not be the easiest thing to talk about.
Midgand has become a dangerous place. You should go back to Normin Island before you turn into a demon.
So, our young head exorcist, racked with despair and helplessness, gave everything up and headed to the east! So then, to Eastgand, I guess?
Maybe to Aball.
Velvet, why don't we stop in Aball? I feel like we're being called there.
Yeah, I feel it too.
It wasn't duty that the king entrusted Artorius with. It was hope.
Once I saw this place, it all started to make sense. Artorius must have lived a happy and peaceful life here.
Who are you?
Who, me? I'm a Norman who traveled the continent with Artorius years ago. He's been on my mind quite a lot lately. So I followed a rumor that led me here.
That Princessia. Were you the one who put it out?
Nope, wasn't me. It was already here when I arrived. Do you know the deeper symbolic meaning behind the Princessia flower?
It can mean an irreplaceable treasure, or that you wish them well for years to come.
Then the one who planted it was... Yep, that's right. The person lying in this grave saved the life of a certain someone who had been worn down and broken by his mission. Thank you. The poor fellow. He was always so serious. So deadly, deadly serious. And he was practically always being strangled by his own conscience. So much so that he deluded himself into believing he needed to erase the emotions of the human race he so dearly loved. Please, if I may, somehow, some way, set the poor guy free.
Oh, I intend to. But my version of setting him free might be a bit different from yours.
Well, I'm still counting on you, Lord of Calamity. I think I understand Artorius' past now.
Yeah. No matter who you are or how far up the chain you climb, life never entirely goes your way.
You said it. As much as he claims to be a man of reason, he still managed to give in to sentiment enough to plant flowers here.
Not only can he not protect the ones he loves, he can't even permit himself to be free.
Indeed. But I think that's human nature, too.
I suppose. But I'd also say he has an inner strength like no one else. He lost his master and his wife, and yet he overcame those failures to rise again as the shepherd.
I get that. But it doesn't absolve his crimes. I have to settle the score with him.
Yeah. I'll be with you until the very end, Velvet.
Are you sure that's really something you want to say in front of your sister's gravesite?
All the more reason. She should hear this.
Good luck. I'm not the only one counting on you. Normin Eternity. That's one of the strongest skills in Berseria, but I was never able to form it because it had such high requirements.
Everyone knows that the scariest demons are found on Class 4 islands.
Yes. The Abbey's made sure to spread the word so that people don't put themselves in danger.
Yeah, and from what I know, the worst of the lot is a place called Boss Island.
Boss Island? I don't think I've ever heard of it.
I'd be surprised if you had. It's just a name we pirates gave it. All the biggest and baddest of demons come to that island to fight and kill each other.
So that's why you call it Boss Island. I'm just glad they're killing each other off and leaving us alone.
I bet it makes for quite the show, too. Maybe give it a name, like Ultimate Demon Fighting Championship or something.
Oh, that's a great idea. It sounds so festive. I bet it'd be fun.
Oh yes, you could even be the star of the whole show. There you'd be, standing alone against the nastiest critters around. I guarantee you'll have all of Midgand moved to tears.
Eek! Forget about them. I'll be the one crying if I tried that.
Poor Bienfu. Every time Mogulu teases him, I feel like I could cry too.
Now go to the new Class 4 admin zone. These are the precursors to the Crucibles of Malevolence. The Abbey actually designed them in order to breed stronger demons for their own purposes. You want to go to Boss Island, make sure you drop a will first. We'll take care of your stuff. There's no need for goodbyes. Okay. The Elite Quarter. And there's a single cat's chest.
I'll show you the beauty of my spearwork.
The idea here is that we're supposed to fight a bunch of mini-boss type enemies. And, all in a row. Fortunately, the next ones won't show up until we defeat the current ones. Most of them aren't actually too hard, but there is one mob that is going to be really difficult to deal with, especially for Velvet players. Yeah, we melted those armor types pretty fast, didn't we? And all of them also drop equipment, but they don't really drop... not all of them drop high-tier equipment despite how high-leveled they are. It's weird. Well, that was a close one. These Thickjaw beetles. I see. These are these are different versions of the of that Rhinostagros beetle that we fought before. I do not like these types because they're so fast, and they are armored, which is the bane of my existence. Just one more hit. Ah, yes. Right, good. We got them all close to Garrus, and hopefully we can get some AoEs in there. Okay, this is where things get bad. Pay attention to their weaknesses and resistances. Yep, I cannot do shit to them outside of my Empyrean form. If I try to go use Consuming Claw on them, it just bounces off. Even though it doesn't say they have Reflect in their Berseria description, they can still do it. That's really annoying. Yeah, there's absolutely no chance. There's a 100% chance of reflecting. I don't know how the enemies manage to stack that high while we struggle to stack like that. At this point, I had to do a magic setup with Aizen, while disabling anything that could get reflected. Nope, just spam magic. Unfortunately, the enemy also has magic. Fortunately, Aizen seems to have better magic defense than Velvet, so he didn't die instantly. Let's hope I can get a few spells off before they kill me. Alright, that one's almost dead. Just a few more spells.
Now, rise!
And Magilu manages to finish one off. Good.
Rip them apart! Hellgate!
Alright, now we can go back to Velvet, actually. These guys are actually pretty fast on their feet. I don't think we've ever fought a gentleman-type enemy before in this game. Even though they were actually pretty regular occurrences in Berseria, on the overworld at least. And remember, they were also some of them were actually good for farming certain items, or I think, yeah, the items you would need to make new equipment. Really miss the more traditional crafting system of Vesperia. So you just have to make it the item once and forget about it. You don't have to keep farming. You don't have to keep farming enough to outfit an entire army.
No mercy! You thought I'd stop there? Annihilating?
Actually survived my mystic art. They're also unknown. Does that mean they're similar to Molokim? Raffle Pricklebore. We haven't even fought Metabore yet because that one's New Game Plus. Yeah, it's resists fire, but at the same time it only has one attribute we need to hit. And they all start a battle with their Break Soul for some reason. Yep, just one of these and you can hit them with anything. But at the same time, it's hard to get their multiplier that high. Well, I might just stun a lot of them at once. And now we got two Ashura demons. I think these were actually optional bosses in Zestiria, but now, and they only had to fight one at a time. Fortunately, they don't have any special tricks other than hitting really hard and having a lot of range and stuff. I should have positioned Velvet a little better so she would have a better chance of hitting both at the same time instead of being sandwiched between them. Ashura's Storm. Please be within range. Yes, I'm still within range for a consuming claw. Now I can finish this one off. Oh, we managed it!
Left! Right!
Straight?
Yep, definitely good thing I switched to Eisen for the Pandora pot round, otherwise I would have lost for sure. I learned my lesson from that golem boss from earlier, the one that had that reflection ability. All demons defeated. Adamantine boots. Seriously?
We've been to all of the Class 4 islands now.
No matter how many monsters we beat up, they just keep coming!
After years of neglect, malevolence has seeped into the very bones of those places. No matter how many times we hunt them, more come.
Well, I can't complain. They make for good training.
You look pretty happy, Eleanor.
I am. When I think about how we've gone into places too dangerous for the Abbey and aided the public safety, it makes me feel good.
Sticking your neck out for the Abbey when it wouldn't do the same for you sounds like a fool's errand to me.
I don't think so. There's a certain strength to be gained in doing things like that. Is this an Earth Pulse?
I sense something strange up ahead.
I feel it too. It's something new.
Let's proceed with caution. I don't think this is any ordinary Earth pulse.
The Heavenly Steps World's Enigma. Fluffy Rollo. The heck is this thing? That looks like such a strange chest. Why is it so narrow at the bottom? Grape gel. Life bottle. Apple gel. Now we're in Mount Kilaris again.
Are we back at the volcano?
I don't think so.
Precisely correct. These are the Heavenly Steps. Meow.
The Heavenly Steps?
It's a space where the world's secrets are tucked away. It's got an appalling power that draws in Malachim. Meow. My cat's friends couldn't resist and got pulled deep inside. So then you are Malachim. No, we're cats. Cats are just cats. They went in because they were curious.
You know what they say about cats and curiosity.
This place was sealed away until you opened it up. I'd say you share a good portion of the blame. Meow.
If it was sealed before, there's probably a strong chance it was for a very good reason.
No kidding. And it's bad news if it can attract Malachim. It's probably not something we should just ignore.
What do you think, Velvet? Should we go and have a look?
Please, my friends were reckless, but that's no reason to abandon them. Meow.
Turn back.
Who?
I am one who understands the way the world works. It would be futile to proceed. Naught but despair awaits you within. Go back to your world and you may live a long life. Continue onward and your life will be very short.
Oh, come on! Now we have to continue onward! Doesn't she know anything about human psychology?
We're going ahead, and not just for the cats. Being told it's futile makes me want to check it out more.
Right? That's what I'm saying!
You probably noticed, but when you lose on the Heavenly Steps, you return to where you came from. So you won't die, but it's not still not the best outcome. Oh my goodness. Anyway, keep helping cats. Helping cats will pay off in the end, so keep climbing. Got the Geo board, okay. Still not liking the situation.
Alright. Looks like we found every last Geo tree.
Yeah. Now you can go anywhere on your Geo board. But all that work has me worn out so much that my body's back to its old flabby self.
We've asked a lot of you, Bienfu, but we couldn't have gotten this far without you.
Did I hear right? I must be even more exhausted than I thought. I could have sworn I just heard Velvet actually thank me for something.
Your ears aren't playing tricks on you, Bienfu. We're all very proud of you. Thanks so much for stepping up and helping us.
You really come through when the cards are down.
Yeah, thanks for everything, Bienfu.
I've always just felt like I was a scared little Normin. I always hated the name Brave. I didn't think I deserved it at all. So hearing all you scary people accept me as who I am, it means a lot.
You should be proud, Bienfu. Do you see any other Normin traveling with the Lord of Calamity? I think not.
You know, you're right. No other Normin would be so courageous. Just me, Normin Brave.
Now you're talking. That's my sidekick. Although, the fact that you're siding with the Lord of Calamity does make you public enemy number... Well, not number 1, but certainly in the top 10. Hope you're ready to deal with the consequences of your poor life choices.
She's not wrong.
You're all terrible!
Tenor bottle. Kinda useless now that we have the infinite one. Arcane Bottle. Twin Charm. Two Paths. Mithril Bracelet. Mithril Garment. Melon Gel. Apple Gel. Life Bottle. Oh no. This is the part I'm afraid of.
So what? It's a temple this time?
What the hell kind of place is this?
Look! There's a cat's! Oh no, Meow! The cat's out of the box! By being observed, the question as to whether or not I'm lost has been resolved. However, in accordance with the conscience theory, I give you this gift. It's another cat's towel. Thank you, Miss Cats.
Are there any other lost cats around here?
Yeah, my careless friends continued further on.
How were they able to progress?
There's a trick to it, Meow. It seems that this temple is the true form of the heavenly steps. But reality is distorted here, so Meow, it's connected to a bunch of other places. The source behind the distortion seems to be a particular demon, or rather, the malevolence it's exuding.
If we get rid of the malevolence, will everything connect normally again?
Yep, but be warned. Once the malevolence is gone, the reversion will happen immediately.
Ugh, what a hassle.
How to proceed through the heavenly steps. Flames of malevolence disrupt your passage through the heavenly steps. By extinguishing the flames, you can temporarily open the way forward. Touching a flame of malevolence causes a large number of demons to appear. When you defeat the demons, a number of black embers will scatter. Extinguish all the embers to open a path forward. However, if you left too long, the embers will rekindle a flame of malevolence. Make sure you act quick. Other obstacles besides the flames of malevolence can block your path forward. These include red and blue candles that can open and close doorways. If you see anything out of the ordinary, you should give it a closer look. This looks horrible. You have to do a bunch of weird nonsense like putting out malevolence and lighting candles to move forward. Don't get too worked up though, just go at a comfortable pace and you'll get through it. I may turn down the easy mode just to get through the timed portions. I'll just turn back up to higher difficulties once I'm fighting a boss or something. When there's a ridiculously powerful demon around, you have to defeat it to move forward. Prepare yourself and give it your all. If you're defeated, you'll only be sent back to where you came from, so go for it. That's easy for you to say. You don't have to fight anything, because you're a cat. When the malevolence is spread thin, touching a Thorn Burst makes the big stuff come back more quickly. It might make life easier to get rid of Thorn Burst before trying to tackle any malevolence. Ow.
A foe worth killing.
Deception!
Oh my goodness, they're everywhere! Okay, it's gonna take way too long to fight such huge hordes of enemies. Oh, crap. This is so dumb. Yeah, I'm turning this on the easy mode for all this shit. I can't count the AI to keep themselves alive on chaos mode, so yeah, just turning it down is the only option I have.
I refuse to fall here.
I got at least one new item. Long life charm. Okay, now the black embers. There's no way I'm beating this in time. Especially if I'm also trying to master new equipment. Yeah, let's just go. I think normal will be at least enough to get decent grade.
We can do.
Time passes even when I'm pausing. What? That's dumb. Okay, now it's been temporarily weakened. Path open. Forward is now open. Okay, cool. When fighting outside of the time limit thing, I'm willing to go for chaos, but for time limit stuff, I'm not gonna try it. It'll just take the rest of my damn life. Okay, is this a safe room? The path behind me disappeared too. That's not good. A single cat. Give me cat spirits and I'll help you out. How does that sound? Warp point, please. Is that a permanent warp point? Awesome, it's a deal. You already used that one, my friend. Awesome item. Awesome, it's a deal. Where's the item? Did they just give me a life bottle to refill the ones I used up? That's convenient. No? I don't understand what's going on. Anyways, I'm gonna have to start making compromises on my setup just to master new stuff. At least I have a warp, but I don't know how far back it'll set me. Heal me, but that's not necessary if I have food. Clawsome item, yeah, I don't even know what clawsome item does. Where does this warp take me? Heavenly Steps Earth Pulse entrance. All the way back here, huh? Alright, but is it easy to get from there to wherever I was before? Alright, it's this room full of enemies. Cool. Very inconvenient. Okay, at least I can use the geoboard to get around you guys. And hopefully I can just, as long as I remember this path, I'll be able to get back to the Heavenly Steps, right? Thanks for tuning in to this Let's Play of Tales of Berseria. If you enjoyed, please leave a like, subscribe, and or hit the bell icon.